he decided that he knew how to use a samurai sword, because he knew karate. So karate means empty hand. That's what translates as empty hand. So your hands are empty. So how do you know how to use a sword? But he just decided that he knew how to use a sword. Now you have Iaido practitioners spending their lives learning how to use a sword, but he knew how to use a sword. You have Kenjutsu practitioners who I have spent my life learning how to use a sword, but he knew, because he was a karate guy, so he knows. So he's putting his sword away like a Spaniard would. Okay, so, you know... like throwing it in, because he knows.
Wow.
So, because he knows, and no one can tell him, because he's a grandmaster, he's just throwing it in. He's, he throws it in. Because I don't know if you saw Three Musketeers or what.
Yeah, Zorro.
Boom! Right. Throws it in. Right? And that's not how you do it, guys.
At least not a katana.
Not at all. So he throws it in at one point, and he pierces his love handle. He misses the saya, the sword sheath, and he throws it through his love handle. The sword comes out the other side, and his wife is really... He comes home from the dojo. He's fine. The wife is really worried. So she says, "You need to go to the hospital." So, I'm a grandmaster. I don't make screw ups. If people don't believe that their ego can kill them. So this is how the story goes. The story goes that he grabbed a bunch of basins, and he was like filling up basins with his blood because he didn't want it to get all over his lazy boy. So he's filling them up, and I need another basin, and he's filling them up, and he fills up like 3 basins filled with blood, and he just bleeds out. Horrible. I hope that story's not true, but that's the story I got. And the person that told me, known for his integrity and his honesty. So, wow. Yeah, man. Because he knew, because he was I guess he was doing freestyle sword or something.
People throwing the swords up in the air and twirling it and all that.
We've definitely talked about that.
What video was that, guys? Can you let us know what video that was?
The point is that I completely disagree with
freestyle martial arts, right? And people who make their own arts.
And I don't believe that you should take a technique from a seminar and bring it home and make it your own. Honestly, I think that you should learn it and find out the integral role that it plays in combat. And then you can apply it, try to attempt to apply it where it belongs. After you attain, the entry, after you attain sukuri, how to bridge the gap, after you attain tayatori, how to blend with the body, after you have a concept of how things are applied in the power base in which they come from, this concept of sanki, then you can put the pieces together in different configurations, but you've invented nothing. And you founded nothing. That's the truth. As King Solomon said, nothing new under the sun. And the concept of you finding this martial art, where was it hidden? You needed to find it. I mean, that's wonderful that you do it differently. Are you sure you should? What makes you sure? What time did you spend coming up with these conclusions? Who did you bounce these ideas off of? You realize that people are paying you to keep them alive. That's a serious responsibility. I base my teachings on everything that I was taught. Unbroken line. People who really knew what they were talking about. I've had lots of real attacks. Freestyle martial arts. This isn't, bike riding where you can come up with your own tricks.
Yeah, the life's on the line.
You do. Spinning the sword thing. Freestyle. Do what you will. Try not to judge it. But here's the thing. If I walk around saying that I've got my doctorate in everything. I've got it in psychology and philosophy, I've got it in, so you think that I should be able to back it up with some knowledge? I've got my doctorate. I'm a neurosurgeon. If I started saying these things, don't you think that maybe I should know what I'm talking about? But because in martial arts, nobody seems to know what they're talking about, very few. And because we're supposed to be humble, but nobody knows what that is, and we'll go back to that last one, nobody knows what humility is. So we're trying to be humble, and this guy who's acting like a total jackaninny, is that still a word? we're not going to call him on it, because to call him on it, that wouldn't be the humble thing to do. No, that has nothing to do with humility. That's the truth. That guy's a liar. And call him on it. Guys, call him on it, okay? And if you get in trouble, I'll back you. If they're not telling the truth, it's just wrong.
Don't step into their dojo,
Well, that's the sad thing. You got guys who don't know and they want to know, so they're paying somebody to teach them. And who they're paying, who's to say this guy's reputable? And the thing is, it's way too, we did that thing on paperwork, it's way too easy to get false certification. So it's just a snowball effect that just takes the integrity away from martial arts. It steals our integrity. And those that have been there and done that have really developed what they're doing. It's hard.
What do you think about the people who gather techniques and then call it something else? Like I got this and a little bit, and it's now.
If you don't like where you are, jump ship. That's what I did. I did that a lot. Nobody knows it all, they say. Well, I met a man that was darn close. I think it's sad when a person reaches a point in which their teacher can't teach them anything. So I've always promised to never allow that to happen. I give freely of the information that's been given to me, but at the same time, I never stop learning, I never stop growing, constantly moving forward. So good luck catching up. I plan on staying at the front of the line. So as the line moves, you're still waving at me and I'm still waving at you. The idea that, let's say you go through a martial arts system and then there's no challenge there anymore, and you look on the other side of the fence, people will say, oh, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, but it's, it's about loyalty. We should really make that another topic.
Yeah.
We'll pick that up. Loyalty.
Lehigh Valley,